You know, all of us, when we reach a certain age, we've got to be careful. Goes for me. I'm sure it goes for you. Because once we start going over 40, we can very, very easily go down the road of not smiling. Of not smiling. I mean, you hear it, don't you? Oh, he's getting all cantankerous, he's getting all a bit moody and stuff like that. Really don't advocate that. And it's a hill we, people talk about going over the hill. You know, sure, we maybe can't do what we used to. Don't mean we have to be blooming miserable. And if we're not careful, we start going down the apathy road and we become that grumpy old git. I'll say it as it is, grumpy old git. For those in the UK, you'll probably recognise what I'm going to say now. There was an old curmudgeon, there's a word for you, called Victor Meldrew, and he used to be on a program called One Foot in the Grave. And I know a lot of people watch this are from the US. So if you're in the States, just put it in YouTube, just put in Victor Meldrew, and guarantee you that's what we don't want. Because he'll start saying things like, I don't believe it, and everything, every catastrophe that you could ever imagine to befall a human being will fall upon that person. And here is another reason why we don't want to be that grumpy person. Because you're basically saying, right, I'm an old, miserable old sod, so you can dump as much rubbish on me as much as you like, because that's what I expect. It's what I deserve, because I'm grumpy and I'm miserable. And I've met quite a few people like that in my life, and funny enough, it's in the workplace, and I've met a couple who are coming to the end of their working life, and you'd think at that stage they'd be all looking forward to, yeah, I'm going to be retiring soon. Oh, no, 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 no. It would be they would grumble, look at you like you were stupid. Oh, what's that idiot bleeding? No, he doesn't know anything at all. And they would come with this condescending attitude towards myself and others, and really just kind of like see themselves as kind of like superior. And but really they're trapped. They're trapped in this little bubble. And you'll say like, mate, it's time for you to retire. It's time for you to enjoy life. For goodness sake, you should be having a big smile on your face. Not going in there like, what's he gonna do? What's happening over there? What are they getting away with them playing around over there, bleeding silly kids? Don't get me wrong, we know there are some little sonsos that do need a telling off from time to time. But on the whole, it was like their energy was always there. It was always in this angry state. And I couldn't work it out. I'm thinking like, you should be like celebrating. I think maybe they was a bit scared of seeing a wife later, seeing spending all that time with them. I don't know. It baffled me. It still baffles me. Because I'm trying to, like, I try and cultivate happiness every day, things to be grateful for, things that make you blessed. And we've got a choice. And it's quite a serious choice. It affects your health at the end of the day. Because if you're forever busting a blood vessel over the silliest little things, getting angry about injustices, but you perceive that really aren't that important, what do you think it's doing to that old ticker of ours? It starts shooting up blood pressure. There's someone I knew. He had a heart attack. He came back. Now you'd think that would be a warning, wouldn't you? Just see things different. No, 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 not at all. He's even more angry than ever. Probably the most angriest person I've ever met. And you're thinking like, why? What is going on in your head? Because you are literally cultivating another blooming heart attack. So it really does come to us to be aware, to be careful of our energy. And that's what I mean when I'm speaking to the people, my audience really, who probably mostly men, but I know ladies as well watch this who are over a certain age. And that's because I'm over that certain age and I'm probably a few years in front of most of you. But I know I'm not going to I'm going to do my utmost not to turn into a miserable old git. I do not want to do that. And so my advice is to make sure that, you find those areas where it starts creeping in. Creeping in. Yeah, we're not as healthy as we used to be. Having said that, I was actually probably more fitter when I was about 48, 49, when I was about 28, 29, because I trained at karate for I was training 4 or 5 times a week, and I was okay with it. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore, and now I'm on the other side, not so fit. But it's like we can adapt. We can find things to keep ourselves in good shape, and really kind of like sort of like finding those reasons to smile about. And this is what I'm going to say to you now. What can you smile about? And there'll be plenty for you out there. And, I'm going to go through about half a dozen. The fourth one's a really good one. So stick around and I'll give you this wisdom for you to share. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to challenge you right now. Well, I've given my reasons for you to smile about. Tell me something. Tell me something to be grateful for, what I should be happy about as well. And in turn, you're sharing it with this lovely audience because I always put this hasn't really happened yet because I know I'm a small channel, but maybe one day people might come back when this channel's grown a bit and they'll look back on your words. I think, well, that's a bloody good idea. Why didn't I think of that? And you can teach me. I'm just showing an opinion. I want to hear your opinions. What can you share? What can you making me smile about as much as I'm making you smile about? And I'll put it in my own repository and I might even mention it on a video. I might say, well, Charlie Jones, he said we should smile about, the sun coming up every day. This is how it works. It's like an exchange. I exchange my energy and you're exchanging yours by watching and giving me your comments. That's the beauty of life, isn't it, really? But anyway, I'm waffling on. Let's get cracking. First one, something to smile about. Your loved ones, your friends, your family. I know obviously some of us, members of our family, maybe we don't like, but let's just change that. The loved ones and friends we care about. That's more important, isn't it? And I'm sure that, you've got partners that you think the world of. Maybe you've got children you think the world of. And, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, whatever, maybe grandchildren or grandkids, and friends as well. Think of all the friends you've accumulated over the years and remain close. Some will drift apart. We know that's life, that's going to happen. It's very rare that you find all those people you knew maybe 30, 40 years ago still with you. They move on, they've got their own lives to lead. And you start to choose your own inner circle of friends or associates. So be sort of like raise a smile for those. Be grateful for it. Thinking like when you're thinking about your wife or your husband, and I'm sure they would have made you very, very happy at some point. And think to those happy memories. See your lips curl upwards as opposed to like that. We don't want that. We really don't want that. So it's important that even as we get older and older, they become part of us. They live here. Important that we recognise that, and they give us strength. Give us strength, give us the love, and drop into that space. And I dare say there'll be a few jokes saying the opposite, which, it's fine. I totally get that. But on the whole, we look to those ones that we love, and really, they sit there, much as we might joke about them. They sit there because we chose to let them be there, and we still choose to let them be there. And I don't know about you, I think that's something to smile about. Another one, and when you get to 40 and above, you would have done some achievements. No doubt. Even reaching 40, that's an achievement, isn't it? A lot of people don't make it that far. So, strike one, you've made it to 40 years old and beyond. That is a massive achievement. But look at what you've done with your life. Look at your career. Look at the sort of like maybe the houses you've lived in, the cars you've owned, the people you've met, the places you've been to. Think of all those and your own achievement, the sort of like qualifications, diplomas, or whatever it is for you, you know, that is something, to give yourself a big pat on the back about. Take the kudos from that. Take the kudos for you, for all the good that you've brought into this world. And you're going to keep doing it. It don't stop now. It's like barely started for some of us. Why should it? We can keep building as we get older. We got wiser. We got a few more tricks up our sleeves that others haven't got. You know, so build from that sort of like think of those sort of like achievements that you've made and keep adding them to the pile. Keep adding them to all those wonderful aspects that you've kind of like brought to the party. It really is very, very important as you carry on. And we come to another thing to smile about. Your learning journey, like I said, it hasn't ended. Far from it. Keep learning, keep doing things. And now the great thing is, when you're at this stage of life, when you're at school, you kind of got told what you had to do, didn't you? And and you think, oh, flipping hell, I suppose I have to do this because it's on my blooming curriculum. I don't really, I hate the blooming thing, to be honest. And I'll give you an example. When I was at school, I had to do history. I hated it. And it wasn't that I hated the subject, it was the blooming teachers. I couldn't stand it. No disrespect, they're bloody useless. But now, as I'm older, I learn it on my terms. So I'll find myself, one of these, I've got a few books in the back here, a few history books in, and I'll read it at my leisure. I'll instruct myself. And that's the great thing, guys and ladies. You can now instruct yourself. You can find the stuff you want to read about, and even better, you might read it. Well, I've had enough of that. I'm going to learn something else. Perfect. This is what it's all about. So again, it may give you something to smile about. The thing I'm learning at the moment, and I've said it on previous videos, is German. Of all the things, can you imagine me learning German? It sounded ridiculous. But and you think, well, you going to Germany? I say, no, I'm not. But I'm getting the old noggin working because I know I need to make this work. And it feels good, it smells like I could say a few words, wunderschön, wonderful, beautiful, or schön is beautiful, and look, these Brille glasses, so Kopf, head, it's amazing, it's like these little things that I'm sort of learning, and I'm in no rush. I'm not going to get a diploma or anything else, but I'm learning my way. And that's what I'm saying to you. You learn your way, and by all means, you can still go down the academic route. Nothing's stopping you. Some people keep learning literally for the rest of their lives. And I'm all for that. I'm all for that. And because it gives us something to be grateful for, it's another reason to smile. And with all that learning, when we meet someone who's considerably younger than ourselves, we can then pass on our wisdom. It's almost like then we become almost the teacher because we've made a few mistakes. And when we see someone like sort of like learning the ropes a little bit, we can give them a few pointers, can't we? And what's the best thing of all is as you give them wisdom, you see them learning, you see them listening to what you've told them and adapting. And that is really gratifying. It gives you that warm feeling in your heart. And I'd say this is for me, this is the fourth one. This is a really special one. Like I said to you, this passing your wisdom on, seeing them grow. And they would not have grown if it wasn't for you. And especially when you think of your offspring or your sort of nieces and nephews, where you pass on that wisdom and see them sort of like recognition go in their eyes and I didn't think of that one. And you think to yourself, yeah, well, don't make the same mistakes I've made. Learn from what I've made those mistakes. You don't have to do the same thing. And it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? That we can learn, we can give that wisdom whilst we're still carrying on learning ourselves. It's like a chain, a beautiful chain of energy. And I think we'll all agree, nothing to be sort of like afraid of at all. So keep learning and keep passing it on. And the next one, it's a simple one. Get to a certain age, you got a little bit more freedom now. Well, do the things that you want to do. Do the things you love. Be your own creator now. So, and when you get to a certain stage of life, people look at you a little bit different, don't they? They look at you with a little bit of respect. So, and you've earned that respect. So if there was suddenly one day you decide to do something that just makes you feel good, it could be going on a blooming boat, for example. Go on a boat. Go take your canal down a barge or whatever you want, or go out on the open sea. If somebody's telling you you want to do that, but you've got the wherewithal to do it. You've got the wherewithal, you've got the drive, you've got the ambition. And the great thing is you can decide for yourself there. Now, I know some of you are saying, oh, no, my partner's in charge, but you still talk to each other. You still come to an agreement. And this is what it's all about, doing the things you love. So do whatever floats your boat. get out there and just do it. For me, I love making these little YouTube videos, just sharing my thoughts. And even better, I love seeing people actually viewing it, watching it. I'm like, oh, someone's actually listening to me, watching me, let alone me. I'm hardly the font of wisdom of the old universe, but I'm just sharing my thoughts. And it's important, for me, it's something I enjoy doing. But I don't just do YouTube videos, by the way. There's plenty of other things I do as well. And another thing, for example, is giving Reiki to people, Reiki to people and to myself. I love doing that. What do you love doing? Put it in the comments below. What is your passion? Because I'd love to hear from you. For example, you could be telling me I love knitting. It's fair enough. My nan used to knit. My mum used to knit as well. And nothing wrong with that at all. And this is another thing. Don't judge anyone. Someone may come along and say something you might play like, but bar dancing, a bit weird. No, don't judge. That's what they love doing. Brilliant, excellent, because it's expression and they just want to get out and enjoy themselves wherever they feel is right. And another one I want to bring out for you now, another reason to smile, is the ability to get out and about in nature. If you feel yourself a little bit like, bleh, a little bit like that, go out in the woods, go by the seaside or whatever, and just breathe in that air and feel yourself. Compare yourself to one of those old trees. You're not a sapling anymore. You've got good solid roots. You've got your strength. You've got your heart going nice and strong, and you've got your purpose. It makes you feel good. And when you're in the woods, breathing that beautiful air in, it can remind us of that. It can just be like this incredible freshness, refreshing you, refreshing your spirit. So embrace that side of you and enjoy it. There's something to be said, getting out, walking, and just everything go quiet. Listen to the birds. Listen to the animals in the undergrowth. It's a magical sound. When we're younger, we ain't got time for all that rubbish, have we? We just want to get smashed, get out our nuts. But as we get older, most of us, not all of us, some of us still want to get drunk down the pub. The trouble is, as we get older, our livers and our hearts start protesting about it. So let's do something a little bit more healthy for ourselves. Get out and about in nature, listen to the bird song or whatever, and enjoy it. And you might want to take your family with you, or your wife or whatever, or your husband, or go out on your jacks. You know, whatever's right for you. Just do it. Finally, the last one. Now, there's a beautiful thing. The longer we've been on this planet, the more and more memories we accumulate. And you're all time travelers. Did you know that? If we are about having enough travel time, do you not think that if you can think of an old memory, your energy is not going back there? It's like it's like a amazing moment of clarity that you can bring into your conscious awareness. And you just close your eyes and take yourself to a beautiful, happy time. Maybe the first time you kissed your partner or whatever, or went for a dance with them for the first time. Maybe the first time you met them. It's just a magical thing you can do. Going into those memories. Imagine the time when you first held your newborn son or your newborn daughter for the first time. You looked in their eyes and you just felt this incredible love. Would that not make you smile? And I think for probably well over 95% of us that would. There'll always be the exception, but for most of us, that would be a special, special time. So this is my message today, really. It is all about learning to smile because we do not want to become the curmudgeon. Like I said, just looking YouTube Victor Meldrew and you'll see why. If you've never heard of him, I can guarantee it will be hilarious if you haven't. Um, so just remember that. Be the one who smiles. Don't be the one who snarls. That is my message today, and I do hope that's been useful for you. And if you're still here, before you disappear, comment bookie. Yes, you heard right, bookie, and I'll send you a little free little e-booklet about never surrendering, always sticking up for yourself. That's what you can do there. So if you just put that in there, I'll send that off to you. And of course, like and subscribe if you like. Ta everyone. Take care. Spiritual Cockney is out.